What's up, and welcome back to NCP episode 46. We missed week one, but we're back for week two. I got the usual suspects. I'll start with the man in the dumps. The man, he made it to SPL. Colin, how's it feeling?
Giving up 6 goals a game. That's how it feels.
I don't know if you've run the stats, but do you think that's better or worse than after two series and with your infamous season three roster?
It's definitely worse.
I don't know.
I could I could check.
I will say
SPL season 3.
in season three, I
I
went
played
0-4 in games with Wario, and I got second. So
so this season I've played 4 total games, been swept twice, I've given up 24 goals. Season 3 through the first 2 series I played 5 games and gave up 19 goals. Not even close.
yeah, that's
It's
definitely
6 goals
something.
a game. We've given up three, five, three, six, 7, and 8 in 4 games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say there's not much
Anyway,
not much defense for that, but there also isn't much defense in that. Um,
there's no defense.
Ham, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Tough to lose to with Bowser this last week and not even get swept, so I don't get him a third week. But I would say I'm not doing as bad as Colin, and I'm not doing as bad as season two, three, whichever
Two
one
was your
was.
bad one. Your
Okay,
bad one was season
Two.
two.
Yeah,
and then we'll go with two. And in conclusion, if we're not that bad, we can't be in the dumps.
it always you will stand the test of time as proof that it can always be worse. Isn't that great?
I, it's a great thing to know.
Well, let's get into it. We're going to do a little bit of a speedy recap through both weeks one and two, both to talk about it, but also to remind ourselves. We kicked off the MLS and SPL with Bowser versus Donkey Kong. The first of those matchups was Hamilton versus Jake in the ultimate rivalry. Hamilton ended up getting the win in two, I believe. Which I think if it was MLS in week one, then everything was done in two. Ham, how did that result feel right off the bat?
That one felt great. Jake, kudos to you. You've been my kryptonite for at least 2 seasons. It felt nice to just finally get that one done and get it done quickly and easily. Um, I wish you the best of luck in the rest of your season, except for the week you play me. And yeah, I'll see you rivalry week.
Yeah, we'll play again until week seven. I feel like this series was a stark reminder of to not put, even if Jake, well, not Jake, Ben had a great auction, to maybe not put that much stock in to whatever the hell that team's doing, because they week one with their entire team available, they threw out double Birdo Toad. So slightly questionable. Next series we had was Lil Shop versus Spread Triple Option. I'm pretty sure going into this week, we had all picked Tanya to win, and that came up true. Um, Colin, I can't remember. I think you said that you possibly played this exact same team to start off the season three. Um, how did it feel to watch Tanya get a win with BD2?
You know, I don't understand anything. Just the general. There's no knowledge. I wasn't this exact lineup. I ran double DB Toad actually, not double DB Monty.
Mm,
But
well, that is a
um,
lineup that we'll see have success later in week one.
I also did double DB Koopa. That didn't work either. So
And also, I'm gonna capitalize on this moment to remind everyone that we are playing simulated, basically rock paper scissors. And while we can't influence the probability of rock paper and scissors, at the end of the day, it's still rock paper scissors, and we can't control it completely.
Yeah,
Yes.
that is valid. And also, too, Danny kind of, this is a stinker team. We got
Oh yeah.
fucking double Koopa Mario. So, not exactly world beaters. Um, but final MLS series, I do feel like this was a bit of an upset, just in terms of expectations after the auction. Jacob, come on, Mr. Monty, swept Fredchester. Um, where are your guys' Jacob stocks at this point?
I mean, not to spoil the next week, but he's 2-0 right now. Looks good. Got a +7 goal difference. He's kind of ripping. I mean, Mr. Monty's actually he's back in form, is what I'm seeing right now. Um, we'll see what happens. Jacobs struggled a lot of the times down the stretch when he hasn't been able to run out his Yoshi Mr. Monty lineups. So we'll see what his other lineups can do.
Ham, obvious, also kind of spoiling into the second week a little bit, which we can move over to quickly. Um, you previously have been a Fred believer. He's off to another slow start in the season. Do you think he's due for course correction in the future, or is this just going to be kind of another throwaway season?
I'm looking at his roster really quick. Um, I think I think he's had a slow start. I don't think he's necessarily course correcting all the way to first, but I would think it would be a very quick and rash judgment to go, yeah, he's getting last. There's I think some other options out there for that position. Um, I also think that there's a world where trades could happen. I mean, I was talking with Freddie about trades early in the season. I might reach out to him and see what he's got cooking up these days to see if he's interested. Um, but I think that he's far from out of it, I would say.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone in particular is out of it in either division. And I think honestly, the fact that there have been so many upsets lends to that. Like, I think that across our panel for the MLS in the preseason, Jake and Freddie were pretty high up, and that's fifth and sixth without like barely even getting a single point. Um, but moving into week two and kind of continuing the conversation with Fred, uh, not the strongest lineup we've ever seen out of Freddie with the double Birdo. Um, he continues to seem to take inspiration from Jake. One thing just playing on the screen there, I feel like Toad's skill shots are back. I feel like they slowed down last season, and I feel like they were just flying in, especially in week two. And boost skill shots. We went like 500 games without a single boost skill shot, and then am I remembering right that we had 2 goals this
Two,
weekend?
two this week, yeah.
I this
So it's up to 5 skill shots on the season.
Yeah, and we're only 2 weeks in. Um, so it always kind of baffles me how just when we feel like we understand trends, they just flip and change. It genuinely doesn't make a lick of sense. But one thing that's trending is Tanya up, convincing win here, and kind of what we talked about earlier, looking very good moving forward into the season. Next series was, I'd say, I don't know. Colin, would you consider this an upset of Danny beating Hamilton?
Um, I picked Danny to win this game. No one else did. I would say it's an upset because of, but only on the Bowser factor. Um, Danny does have a dry bones out there, which definitely helps him. I mean, I could definitely have, I don't know if it was upset, maybe slightly unfavored, but it's like when a 9 beats an 8 in I'm in March Madness mode, you know.
Glad you clarified because I was thinking the card game war. Um, I'll ask you this, Ham, and you can tilt your hand as much or as little as you want. I feel like this is probably your A lineup. How much does this loss affect your expectations for the season?
I don't really know. I think that there's a lot of stock to be put into the fact that I'm away here. If there's one thing I've learned, it's maps really can play an impact. And well, Bowser does have two distinct maps that are bad. We started on one of them, and we did go to 3 games. I think I won game two. I'm not gonna say well, like significantly handedly, but I want to say it was not necessarily the closest. Uh, did it finish 5-2? Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that's quite handedly.
Uh, and then game three, just like that's in my opinion, I think that was my third least map that I wanted. The map I wanted third least. Anyway, um, and so like I think that that matters to a degree as well. Um, we can play around with lineups. We can play around with some other stuff. I don't really know exactly what's gonna look like moving forward. Might look at trades. Might look at some other stuff. Um,
Yeah.
we'll see
So
what we can run with Peach. Do I have Peach? Yeah, Peach next week. That should be fun.
kind of has you questioning things a little bit, but not like necessarily shaking you to your core.
Yeah.
Which I am interested to see because this lineup did look good for you. I'm interested to see if this lineup for Danny has legs, because Danny is going to be one of those teams where I would not pick him against other A captains. Both of his captains are pretty mid, but if he can find consistency and get upsets, not upsets, but captain upsets like this, like he'll be a much more dangerous team than I anticipated. Plus, I definitely think he used his Bowser knowledge against you,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate because also too I think he employed some of the things that were used against him when he was a Bowser coach. But huge result for him. Still, not terrible for you to get a point here, but obviously would have wanted the win. And then final series of the week, we kind of alluded to it on both ends earlier. Come on, Mr. Monty. Came out on top versus the Fort Minor fanboys. Colin, have you gotten any sort of vibe checks into the Fort Minor camp after the first 2 weeks?
Um, Not really. I talked to Ben right before week 2. He didn't realize that he had to submit a lineup again. Yeah, that it's an each week thing, um, and didn't know that they had played. Jake says he trusts in Ben's decisions. That was before week 2 happened, so I'm not sure how they're feeling now at 0-2, but they picked up a point. They got what, Donkey Kong next week?
Well, I think you have done the opposite of inspire confidence for me. So I don't know that next time I'll be predicting them to do anything. Oh, because that's not great to hear. Somehow adding a second manager has made them even less locked in. But I'll say I
Oh,
think
wow.
hello, welcome to the podcast, Mr. Bonka.
Is that what I'm referred to as now?
I think that's the only appropriate name.
The Bonk Lord.
Yeah, the Bonka's Chocolate Factory. But welcome, Eric. You are. Would you like to jump in?
Sure.
Okay. Well, we got Eric here. We just finished our MLS recap. So after
Yeah.
2 weeks, that left the standings looking a little something like this. We got Come On Mr. Monty on top on 6 points with a +7 goal difference. Lil Shop also on 6 points, but with a +4 goal difference. Suft Bunawa, thanks Ham, in third on 4 points. Spread Triple Option in fourth on 3 points. And then the Fort Minor fanboys and Fred Chester sitting in fifth and sixth on 1 point. So pretty even spread just in terms of, you can pretty clearly cut this into tiers. I feel like teams at the top have to be feeling quite good after 2 weeks. Eric, have you talked to Tanya at all?
Yeah, I have.
How's she feeling?
Oh, she's feeling pretty good. She was. We talked about it beforehand. I was just like, because we all know how tough Freddie's season's been, and what was really funny was like I told her, it's just like, are you sending your A lineup? You're playing against Freddie. She said, not my A lineup, and then proceeds to tell me Petey, Monty, Boo, and then whoever her other sidekick was. I'm just like, that's pretty sure you're at your A lineup. And we're just putting Freddie into his grave at this point.
It was Dry Bones was the other one.
Yep.
Yeah, but she also does have double DB, so I think it's valid.
She does have.
It's an opinion.
Insane for a PD.
Yeah, no, we discussed. She crushed the auction.
Yeah.
Hamilton, how are you feeling about the standings as the one person in the MLS at this point?
I think that Tanya is got a really powerful team. Double DB when there's only three is scary.
That's ridiculous.
And I really should have just let them both go up and made a 7 dry bones league in SPL. That would have been more fun. Also would have let me have a better draft. But come on, Mr. Monty's gonna have 2 good weeks in a row, and we'll see how he can continue to string those together. If the Fort Minor Pan boys can figure out how to manage their 2 captains, they could be dangerous. I don't think there's a team that's out of it. I don't think there's a team that's run away with it. I think there's some that have set themselves up better, some that have set themselves up worse.
Yeah. I think that, this is kind of the scariest start possible. Like I feel like you wanted Tanya to start slow, but I agree that, it's not a runaway. Colin, how does it feel to look at the MLS standings and not see yourself on there?
Also pretty sure she doesn't have a bad lineup with Diddy and a few other sidekicks.
It's not
I'd
great.
argue there's some bad Diddy lineups.
Yeah.
It feels weird that I'm not there. If the format was different, I'd be convinced I'd be back there. But no more. I can't be relegated. So, but yeah, it's an interesting table. I think. I don't know. I had predicted condensed MLS at the start. We'll see if we get condensed or stratified MLS as we go down the stretch.
Yeah, so coming in, we had Ham and Jacob were consensus. Well, not quite consensus, but thought to be quite low. And Ham's in third. Jacob's in second, or first, honestly. And then Freddie and Jake are all the way down at the bottom. It's wild. I do think that I agree that it'll be condensed, but in what order at this point, it's pretty much impossible to say. SPL week 1 kicked off with another Bowser DK matchup. Championship rematch. When we talk about SPL just being a coin flip, this felt like the quintessential series. Also, I can't believe that this is the thing I pan to. Like, what is this? The frickin' bomb physics. Like, how does the bomb cause a perfect rebound? The ball's going forward. He gets bombed, so he's not going to get to score. My Monty is right there, but then the bomb sends it back off the backboard right to his dry bones, who then decides to chip it into the crossbar. Like, what the heck was that? But every single game in this series was close. It was 3-2, 3-2, 3-2 all the way through. But honestly, shouts out to Dave. I think he's put some respect on his name after the first 2 weeks. And I think that I'm scared both of his team in terms of consistency, but certainly in the playoffs because he's got some strong A lineups. Next game of week 1. It's a long series. Forgot that not everything was a sweep in the SPL. Oh boy, was the Warriors versus Spellcasters, the infamous Wonka Bonka series. Eric, I think I'll pass to you because I think you're probably more excited to talk about this. Were you expecting?
I am very excited because you all decided to put me in 6th.
Were you expecting the sweep over Colin?
I was expecting to go to at least 3, but I'm full confidence. I'm winning every game.
Every game.
I want to be clear, Eric,
Every
that
game.
you can't be mad at me for putting you in 6th, while Reed is mad at me for putting you in 6th. One of you did not get put in 6th.
You put Reed in 6th.
Yeah. That was
Eric,
Colin and
Eric, I put you in 3rd, dude. Why are you mad at me, huh? What did I do to you?
Hamilton, I would like to formally apologize. I thought you were on the 6th train. I love you, and I beg for forgiveness.
Be considered.
I was very proud of this game, and Willy Bonka showed out. Top mid dry bones. It's very good, guys.
Colin, I don't know if you still have the stat pulled, but where did you say that this series ranked all time for Willy Bonka?
Second.
Second all time.
At the time, it was second. It might have changed because impact is a dynamic stat. It's second. Yeah.
Second all time for sidekick impact. Currently averaging 3 goals a game, which is, I don't think, a number we've ever seen for a sidekick.
Most sidekick goals in a game ever.
How many?
5.
Okay, so he really just blew up in one game. It wasn't even a series effort.
He scored one other goal.
Yeah. But great start to the season for the Spellcasters. Last game was Reed Hot Chili Strikers versus Gert and the Rats. Reed looks dangerous. He's got a strong A lineup. This is not a slouch PD team that Garrett put forward, and they won pretty convincingly. Ham, have you talked to anyone in the Reed camp?
I had a nice phone call with him before week 2. They had a really what they thought was big brain play coming into week 2. It seems like they're very locked in. I won't spoil what the big brain play was in week 2. I don't think it paid off for them in the end, but it's okay. But I think that I think this is the most I've seen that group look at stuff. Like Reed was looking for the did lineup. Reed was looking for map stuff. He had already normally when he calls me, he's like calling me and I'm walking him through my map knowledge. He had already looked at a whole bunch of stuff and looked at map knowledge and stuff like that. So curious to see what they could do with a second individual to bounce ideas off of, basically. What a pass from Dry Bones right there, by the way. I don't know if anyone else was paying attention to that, but he just dimed Petey to put himself down by 2.
That he did. Also, 2 shoutouts. We had I think it was Teddy in the chat. So also engagement from the assistant coaching staff, but they certainly looked good in week 1, and I think they ended up having to grind this out in 3, but that's still 3 points for them. Week 2, I don't have timestamps for this, unfortunately. Kicked off with. Is this the big brain play that you were alluding to, Ham?
This is the big brain play.
You can share as much as you want, but I had a lot of questions about why they were running the dead out there.
So I don't think had the knowledge that because when I talked to them afterwards, that Bowser and Yoshi is a quote unquote bad matchup for Bowser, and Reed's statement was like that matchup's like 9-6 or something like that. So it's like it is close and it's in Bowser's favor. And I went, yeah, but that's probably one of the closest matchups in terms of captains, like, for Bowser. Like it is a quote unquote bad matchup, even though he's favored. Um,
I also would
It's two
encourage
and
them.
three to Yoshi.
Yeah, I'd encourage them to double check their research on that. Um,
I
Yoshi's
guess Diddy also had a lead though, going in, because it's now 3-3. If this is
no,
actually up to
but
date.
Mario played.
Oh, you're right. Mario did play.
So I understand the cook from them, but I don't think that it necessarily made sense. Um, but I mean, I ended up resting because I was scared of Yoshi as a Bowser captain. So they ended up, strangely enough, not having a bad chance in this. It goes how every Mario 2 series goes against a speed captain. It grinds it out in like a 1-goal game 3.
Do we think if this was, a larger audience, would Mario 2 is 20-6 all time? I would love to know, and I might need to pull it just for fun, what captains he has played against to be 20 and
don't
6.
look, don't
Is
look,
it the
don't look.
most is it the most like fraudulent insane record of all time, or is
I
he
think
actually
so.
cooking? That's my question.
It's the most fraudulent.
20 and
I mean,
6
it's
No, no,
though.
no.
insane
No,
management
no,
from
no. He's
it's
cooking.
insane
He's cooking.
management
He's
from
cooking.
Austin to just like always have a good matchup for Mario 2.
Don't think too hard about it. Everyone just keep feeding them to him.
He's got a 77% win percentage.
He's the all-time second place in a season and then first in the next one. He's insane. Don't think too hard about it. But this one did go down to the wire. So even though they did, play did, which is, the pros and cons to that choice. Sorry, Colin, for next week. It did,
Oh
it
yeah.
did, it did go down to the wire, and they almost got it. Next series, Gert and the Rats versus the Spellcasters. This one kind of felt like pain for Garrett. Eric, I think you mentioned that this week you were mainly setting yourself up for week 3. Is that correct?
Correct.
Were you surprised to get the win, or
I kinda. Yes and no. I wasn't sure how Double Monty and a Shy Guy would do with Bowser Jr. because that's never been seen.
certainly not?
I talked to Garrett before this, actually, and he said, "I have no shot of winning, so I'm resting." Was the strategy I think coming out of the Garrett camp?
Uh, with the lineup, I think it makes a fair amount of sense. Um, I do think that this brings out my biggest concern for Garrett moving forward. Is I still don't really know what a great Waluigi lineup is, but when I look at his sidekicks, I don't think I see it. So I think that he could be in trouble for that moving forward. So Eric, you are now set up for Optimal Daisy.
And I'm set up for Optimal Daisy, and I'm figuring it out for Bowser Jr. He's doing well under my team.
I'm just
Dave is
putting.
also set up for optimal Peach.
Are you aware that you have Bowser Jr. available because you swept twice?
Oh yes, and I 100% would have thrown Bowser Jr. a day if it wasn't for the fact we made a gentleman's agreement before week 2 happened.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go back on a gentleman's agreement.
Fair enough. Fair enough. He's
Especially not with the man I live with.
he's a
I got
man.
a question. Is that not just collusion?
It is absolutely, but it's also just straight up to Eric's detriment.
Yeah, but I
Eric's
mean,
just throwing.
I just continue to hear about Eric colluding with other members of the
Eric, he's
SPL,
like, it's
and
consistent. He's colluding with every manager. He's got tiny
What do you?
collusions. He just
All
gives
right,
Danny players
give
for
me
nothing.
examples of collusions right now.
you gave Garrett
You
Bowser, you gave Danny Bowser, you've got agreement to not play your better captain with David against David. You've got something going on with Tanya that you won't
Not
tell everybody.
you won't tell anyone about. Yeah, and a plan where you are going to be in the same conference and you guys have a plan together. That's shady.
I could tell you. I could tell you guys that
I'd
plan.
rather hear from Tanya, to be honest.
I want him to tell us right now.
Not on stream. I don't want others to hear. I only want commissioners to hear.
Point being, it's sketchy.
All right, we are now no longer recording. You can share.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
All right. Well, final series of the week.
I know that's a lie because there's no way Austin wants to splice together two different recordings.
I don't think there was another series. I think that
there was no other series.
There's no other series.
There is no other series in the SPL.
There's nothing else to watch. It ended after Eric versus Garrett. Don't look at the screen right now. Just picture the fact that it just ended swiftly and quickly.
Listen, I'll give respect to Dave where respect is due. He's doing a good job.
He is. I do think that, you know, as many things question the validity of SPL, I think the fact that this is basically a rematch of the
critter play.
When was that?
It was early. It was probably the third goal, so about 7 seconds into the game.
What do you?
It was that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. We're don't worry. We're pulling up the up the 0.25x. Colin, you want to hit me with the breakdown here?
All right, here we go. We've got a shell coming out towards Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong gets hit by the shell. He's on the ground. Critter comes out. There is no one around him. There is no pressure. He can pick up the ball. No, what does he do? He passes it right to Donkey Kong while he is 40 yards outside of the net, looking like me playing a rematch, just not even close to the goal.
Dude,
and just gives away his third goal in the first minute before proceeding to give up another 5 goals in the next 3 minutes.
I miss that the critter absolutely dimes up DK.
Yeah, it might be the worst critter play that we have ever seen. There's no defense. It makes no sense. I think.
Also, how does DK get up before Toad? Like DK hits Toad, then gets hit, and DK gets up and takes a shot before Toad is up. Is that how that works?
Fall. DK doesn't fall.
He falls when he gets hit by a shell. He doesn't fall when he gets hit by a person.
He's not bound by the same rules that you and I are, Colin. He does what he wants.
What rules?
But yeah, no basic rematch of the grand finals from last season with completely different results. I love SPL. But that left us with the final table looking like this moving into next season. Eastwood's Island in first on 6 points. Spellcasters also on 6 points, but just in second off goal difference. Red Scare in third on 4 points. Reed Hot Chili Strikers tied on 4 points down below on head-to-head. Gert and the Rats with 1 point. And then Warriors FC in sixth with 0. Very, very similar pattern in the table between SPL and MLS, just one point distributed a little bit lower. Colin, do you back the boys to make a second half comeback?
Either that or we set the record for most goals ever given up in a season.
Colin, do you think what's it like to have the least points out of everybody in SPL? Across both leagues.
I've been there before. It's not new territory.
Do you think you'll finish with a worse season than me?
Well, I'll be in the SPL.
In season 2.
No. I don't
Okay.
think so.
Okay.
I still have Wario, Luigi. I still have a Dry Bones. Like my roster's fine. I got the same roster I had last season. We just gotta find something that's gonna work.
SPL's
I mean,
harder.
offensively, we're doing okay. I'm scoring 3.5 goals per game. It's like above average. We just gotta figure out the defense.
I will also state that in season 3, I went 0-4 in games with Wario to start the season and still got second. So there's still plenty of time. Um, and
Not
also,
done.
what'd you say?
So we're not done. The boys aren't gonna give up.
No, I truly think that this could easily flip. One thing we were talking about in the commissioners chat is the way we had intended is that first place would auto qual to SPL in season 6, but it actually is second as well. So first and second are both mathematically safe, and effectively third versus fourth are going to play against each other in a relegation game. So that's going to be really exciting. Um, Eric, you said that you were manifesting an 8-2 finish in the group chat. You're saying now that you're going to win every series. Realistically, where do you actually, Eric? If you want to give us off the dome, how do you think the standings are finishing at the end?
Me on top
Okay,
with. I'll split the middle. I'll say 9 wins. Um. Oh God. All
ignore that.
right. All right. So me up top.
Matching.
You know what? We'll put Dave at 2.
Full Arlington bias. I like it.
We'll put Dave at 2. I'm gonna put Reed at 3. I'm gonna put Garrett at 4. You
are
at 5. Colin at 6.
you're such a troll. That's just because we printed you. You're a goof. You're a
Can we
goof.
get him to
You
do the
know,
MLS real
you
quick?
know, you go on the pod, you state your opinions. People get upset. Something you got to live with in this world. If you make your opinions known, people are gonna take offense.
Can we get a first of all, he needs a champion, and second of all, I would like a MLS standings from him as well. I'm curious how that goes.
No, champion's gonna be me, obviously.
I figured. Is he gonna be a full sweep?
Mm, I'll do it in 5. I'll say in 5.
Ama.
I don't really know
Oh wait, that's a 7-game series. Right?
what.
Is that a best of 7?
No, it's best of 5.
Okay.
All right. Ham wants your MLS Preds too, Eric.
All right, we'll put Tanya at top. We will put Danny in second. I'll put Hamilton third. Put Jaco at 4. Jake at 5. Fred at 6.
I feel like there's no way you would have preded this if it wasn't already week 2. Who's your champ? I think I know who it is.
Mm,
Are you thinking?
I am thinking. You know what? Give me Jaco.
From fourth place. That's realistically that means he's running Daisy in the playoffs to win. Respect it.
I put Fred to win out of fourth.
Yeah. That would be wild times. All right. Well, good thing we're already on the pred sheet. How are standings looking after week 2 for Preds? I got it pulled up. Yeah. So right now, everyone who submitted Preds above 50%. Not bad.
We know ball.
Yep, I got a slight lead, and shout out to especially Hamilton for submitting Preds this week, even though we didn't pod. That's big.
You're welcome.
I'm happy to not have the stagger. But yeah, no, everyone's sitting over 40%, over 50%. That's pretty good. Colin called out that he was the only one to get Danny right. Oh, only one to get only one to get Jake wrong, and then the only one to get Danny right. Pretty funny.
You know, I even keep my contrarian picks when we don't do them together. So to everyone who's hating on me for picking last, you know, I just have different opinions.
I just think you're a contrarian. I didn't say it's because you picked last.
I made these picks before you did, I think. I don't actually I have no idea. I didn't look.
I've made mine so late, it's not funny.
Probably
I think
did.
Garrett did his really late too.
Probably just did it straight up after. Don't mind me. I am prepared. All right. So starting off week 3, we got spread triple option versus Fort Minor fanboys. Let's look at some stam. Colin, I'm gonna ask that you predict first.
All right. Let me pull up stamina as well. We've got a spread triple option. Got everyone available except for Hammer Bro. And the Fort Minor fanboys are down a they're give me spread triple option.
Why are you predicting that?
I'm not a huge fan of Birdo Double Shy Guy. I'm gonna be honest.
Who's the captain?
Their sidekicks are so bad, actually.
Who's the captain gonna be?
They got Wario for 11, but they got Donkey Kong for 55.
Did they
I'll give him a game. I'll go. Danny, Danny in 3. Danny's lineup isn't that great either. I mean, Donkey Kong could just go off.
I mean, but can he when the team around him sucks? I'm taking STO in 2. 3. Never mind. Danny blows. That lineup is not inspiring.
I'll
got the
I'll
bonesy.
guarantee it, but I won't absolute guarantee it. I'm gonna go in 2.
I don't think it counts as
3
an
wouldn't be an absolute guarantee.
Yeah.
I said I'll guarantee it, but I won't absolute guarantee it.
But you went the closest to absolute guarantee.
Isn't that a guarantee?
I mean, he's
Well,
not wrong, but
absolutely.
it does. The Colin already broke the absolute guarantee. All right, Eric, what's your pick?
Red triple option in 2.
How did Colin break it?
Because I went first and I picked it in 3.
And so did Austin.
Yeah, I went first.
It can't be an absolute guarantee if someone picks 3. Even if we all pick 3, that's not an absolute guarantee. That's just a guarantee. I think that's where
I disagree.
I think we need to think of another term for that because that feels like it's a different vibe.
A minimal guarantee.
Minimal guarantee. Yeah, there we go. All right, Fredchester United versus Swift Benoit.
Give me Fred.
Let me tell you, Sif Benoit is running out a stud of a lineup.
Yeah, it's Peach, 2 Koopas, and a passer. Or 2 passers and a Koopa.
Oh my god.
How many games does it take Fredchester?
Fred's got a 3.
Fred's team is slow as hell.
Yeah.
Which I typically don't like, but I will take them in 3 over whatever the heck Hamilton's got going on.
Bunch of haters. Give me Swift Benoit and 3.
I like that this is the official pronunciation.
Just rolls off the tongue so smooth. Eric,
I might not predict Ham all season just
Listen,
'cause
I'm
I
all
don't
for
want
the
to have to say that.
princesses. Give me Hamilton in 3.
he likes the princesses. An interesting coin flip game. I would not have predicted that to go 50-50 if you had asked me ahead of time of Ham double Koopa. But, hey.
Good Preds. Good Preds.
Come on,
Not
Mr.
biased at all.
Monty versus Lil Shop.
This is a big one.
1-2 against each other, both missing their A
Did versus
captain.
Daisy. Did Boo Birdo Dry Bones, which is it's similar to the did lineup. It's not the did lineup. And then we've got Daisy Hammer Bro. Oh, it's fucking Daisy double Hammer Bro. Fuck out of here. give me a little shopping too.
There's a famous series where the did got destroyed by triple Hammer Bro. We're watching the roles reverse here.
Season 1.
We're watching the roles reverse here. Come on, Mr. Monty in 3. Double Ham does it to the did. I want to see fireworks.
We'll take Little Shop in 3. I'll also state that you put Colin's Pred on Eric's thing.
Thank you.
Eric's Pred is a Little Shop in 2.
You would be correct. No, 3.
Oh, really?
So I thought did you change?
I did change.
What do you mean you can't change?
Contrarian.
I realize.
Stick with your gut.
I realized that I actually want to do well for predictions for once, and so I'm not just gonna do it for funny narratives. I gotta actually lock in. I'm going Little Shop in 3. That the double Hammer Bro is
It looks
bad.
like you're just copying me all the way down the line. Anyway,
It's easy.
SPL. Gert and the Rats versus the Red Scare. I mean, are we gonna get Petey Bowser again? Probably. Garrett did do well against Bowser with Petey. I think twice. He does not have the same lineup. You're down a Monty and a Boo. He's down a Boo. You know what? I kind of like Gert here. I'll give it to Gert in 3.
I think that's valid. I think it's gonna be tight.
Yeah, I do as well. This is an interesting Bowser lineup that you kind of have to run. I don't know if we've ever seen Bowser with 2 passers and a balance.
Yeah. This was what I've had set up since week 1. This was my experimental lineup. I have Bake Ziti with Bowser. I have my Mario lineup, and then I have this. So kind of what I do for the rest of the season will be dependent on if this works or not, because it's going to be a good test.
You could always run Mario again.
Yeah, I will, but I'm not going to run this lineup with Mario. That would not be good. Interestingly, Garrett has to run either double Koopa or double power sidekicks. Because I guess he can hit the Boo refresh. That's not good. I'm still taking myself in 3 because I do think it's a coin flip, and gotta back the boys in a game this close. Ham.
I'm gonna take Gert and the Rats in 3. I think home field advantage has a play here.
Well, I'm getting
Austin's home.
That is indeed how the at works. Flip my bread.
well. I'm getting 5th. So surely, Eric, surely this is a win for Gert.
You're in the
Can
rat
you flip?
too. No, don't flip it. He already made his. He already made his pred. Don't flip it.
I've
Wait,
read.
is someone filling this out as we go?
Trying to.
On the
Oh, thanks.
on the pred board.
Yeah.
What a
I always
guy!
do this afterward.
What a guy!
I figured it would save you some time, and I've got a screen.
What?
Can I flip my
Thanks.
pred
I
though? Because I
appreciate
did think
that.
that Grit and Rats was home, and now that I think that now that I know that Red Scare is home, I'd like to pick Red Scare, even though Eric says don't let me flip it.
I don't see any reason why you can't. Eastwood's Island versus the Spellcasters.
Oh, it's me, right?
Yeah. Eastwood's Islands has Peach.
I hate both of them.
Spellcaster has
Uh,
Daisy. I
Well,
can't
to be
believe
clear,
that
the
this is so
Spellcasters have
fucked.
Bowser Jr.
I mean,
This is so fucked.
if Eric's just gonna be dumb and run Daisy, he's gonna get punished by Peach Double Dry Bones. I'm going Eastwood.
You're gonna say that about the best princess manager here?
I don't give a flying fuck about your princess management.
I'll go next real quick just to add some more fuel to that statement. I traded away a Dry Bones for, I
Dude,
think,
too.
Daisy in season 2 and got Peach in return. Oh no, I got Daisy and then played Peach double Dry Bones. And let me tell you, I lost.
You
Eastwood's
lost.
Island. I'm
I wanted
going
to.
2.
You guys are going 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eric, if you have your pred, you can go ahead. I'm doing some research right now.
Myself in two.
Sorry, I'm distracted right now. I'm trying to go back to when you guys played, when the princesses played in season 2. So that
I can look it up for you.
I have it. So,
I don't
David ran Peach Drybones, Monty Drybones. Hamilton ran Daisy, Birdo, Monty, Toad. And I'm looking at the teams. And that's pretty much exactly what is on the board. Although Eric does have Eric has better sidekicks available than you did.
That's fair.
I'm gonna
I'll
go
argue against that.
I'm gonna go Spellcasters in 3 just based off princess pedigree. I also don't know if Peach has ever won a series without a shooter on the field, which David has 0. So don't. I think it is a coin flip, but I gotta spent too long disrespecting Eric last season. Warriors FC versus Reed Hot Chili Strikers. Colin, where you leaning?
Well, I have my whole roster available.
That's good.
That's something to be said about getting absolutely smoked for 2 straight weeks. So does Reed. Well, Reed doesn't have his dry bones. I don't know. I guess we got to get some points at some point. I'll pick myself in 3. This is slightly off topic here. I did some math at one point because I realized outside of Ham, everyone I do terrible against is all in the SPL, which makes sense. You know, you do worse against managers that you rise to the top. But I'm like coming into the season, it was like 15 and 24 against current managers in the SPL.
That's tough. You got some ground to make up.
Yeah.
I feel bad. Not bad, but I feel sad because I feel like you got shafted by Reed resting in a way that I don't think was intentional. I do think that based off what we're looking at for rosters of Yoshi versus Luigi, I do back Reed for that reason. But I think
Well, I could run
Colin does have
Wario.
oh, you can run Wario
Yeah,
Yeah, I have everything available.
because he got swept
because you got
twice.
swept.
Yeah, he did.
Hmm. Anyone else have thoughts? Because that just rewrote my brain.
I'll go Reed in 3.
Reed and 2.
Eric picking with a lot of rationale there.
Why are you saying Reed into Eric?
I believe in Reed.
Hmm. Luigi all time 1-5 against Yoshi. Wario all time 5-8.
Not great.
Not great.
It helps I'm 6-7 against Reed.
That does not help at all.
6, 7.
Reed's
What's required
home.
for our audio listeners?
He's locked in on maps. I'll go Reed in 3, but I especially with Wario available and that affecting Reed's ability to counter pick. I think that could go either way. Well, that pretty much does it for this week. Got all caught up on things. I think it's been a really exciting start to the season. I think already off the bat, like a lot of the top teams in both the MLS and SPL are based off the auction are struggling. So I am genuinely excited to see where things go. And also too, the closer we get to, I think what should we just like league play? What do we want to call what we're transferring to? Because right now is divisions. So I guess season 6 is league play. I'm super stoked for league play. I don't know about you guys, but I think it's going to be really fun. I actually get a fair amount of joy of watching the MLS just because it means I get to watch games without stakes, which is nice. So I'm excited to just be able to tune in on a random day and watch Hamilton and all 3 other people in his league cycling at the same time. So, yeah, just excited to have the season going and see how things shake out. Anyone else have any thoughts?
Has it been decided how those are going to be recorded? Are those just going to be separate streams?
They'll be separate scheduled streams. So
Yeah.
whoever is the broadcaster will try and coordinate with their league as to when to stream. But they will not be happening. Like if it lines up where they happen like linearly like we do now, great. But if not, it'll be cool.
But it will still be done in a way to where mostly you could still watch all the leagues if you really want to.
Yeah. The only goal is that they don't happen simultaneously. That's not going to happen.
Okay.
And that they have to be on the same match week at the same time.
Yes. Can't get staggered that far like that. So, yeah, no, that'll be fun. Thank you to anyone who's still listening, and good luck this weekend. Peace.